Yeah, sure.
Christina Chong.
Hi, Christina. Hi.
May we sit down?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
We're so happy to have a chance to talk to you today, and we would like to ask you a few questions.
Yeah, good. You're welcome. I'm pleased as well.
Thank you. In order to train students' perseverance, Sure has been running a series of programs like training camps in the past few years. So, Mr. Chong, could you share with us how you overcome difficulties or adversities in your life?
Well, I am motivated by curiosity. I want to know many things. I want to know the knowledge, the reasons for why people do things like they do, how the world has come to what it is like today. So there are many things that I'm curious about. So curiosity makes me work. Also, I am motivated by mission. I want to do something good. I want to help other people. I want to overcome my problems. So it's the kind of perseverance. Yeah, because you see, I became blind when I was very young, and then I believe that there are many ways to do things without sight, without vision. So I want to overcome the loss of sight with hearing, with some other ways of doing things.
Mr. Chong, as we all know, you are a very successful person who has abundant and fruitful life and work experiences. So what do you think is the key to success? What can we, students nowadays, do to better prepare for this ever-changing world?
Well, first of all, you have to have your goals. Okay? My goal when I was young was to be able to study with ordinary students, sighted students in ordinary schools. I wanted to prove that you can learn without being able to see. You can work as well as other people, even without eyes. Okay, that was my goal. But you have to work for your goals. Okay, you cannot just have a goal, have a dream. Okay, so you have to work hard. You have to learn from other people. You have to persist in achieving your goals.
So, many students nowadays find it very difficult to learn English. So, Mr. Chong, would you please suggest some ways for us to improve our English?
Yes, read more, speak more, listen more, and write more. And that's actually what I did when I was at Form 3. I needed to leave the school for the blind, and then I needed to go into an ordinary school, an English language school. So I needed to improve my English substantially. I didn't have a lot of books in Braille, but whenever I got one, I read it 3 times. First time I wrote down all the new words that I met, and then I found out the meanings of these words. I didn't have a dictionary, so I needed to ask other people for the meaning of these new words. After writing down all the meanings of the new words, I remember them. I read the book the second time. So now I learned how these new words are being used. And then I read the third time because I want to make sure that I really knew all the words. I didn't have any difficulty in understanding the book. So 3 times I read the book. And I read the book in about 2 weeks. I read Dickens' novel, The Great Expectation, and some science fictions, Agatha Christie's detective stories, and biography of famous people like Madame Curie. So that's how I read more. And then I listened to news broadcasts from the English channel of RTHK. Every day I turn on the radio at 7 o'clock in the morning to listen to the news broadcast. I couldn't understand a word. I could only understand Hong Kong or 7 o'clock. That's at the beginning. Then gradually I listened more and more. I used a tape recorder to record the news, and I played it back, listened to it once, twice, and gradually I could understand it. There was a breakthrough, and there was a ding, and I could understand it. So, and then I wrote English diary almost every day, not actually every day, but I try to write several lines, not a lot, but I did it every day, almost. And then I didn't have a lot of chance to speak in English because students didn't like to speak in English. But then I still read aloud. I find it very useful. I read English books aloud. That helped me. And then I read it to my mother. She didn't understand. She was cooking meals. So I read aloud, and she didn't mind. So I think it's by practice. Okay, but of course these are very old-fashioned methods. Students nowadays have new methods of learning English. But the principle is the same. Don't be afraid of using it, of speaking in English, of reading English, of writing. Don't be afraid of making mistakes, because language learning is through making mistakes.
So, Mr. Chong, do you have any mottos or do you have any strong belief that help you stay positive and happy in life?
Yeah, my motto is, it is more enjoyable to be a problem solver than the victim of a problem. So when you encounter some difficulties, just think of yourself as, I will find a solution to it. Instead of moaning about, oh, I'm so unlucky. It's misfortune to me. So enjoy meeting a problem and trying to overcome it, and then after this problem is gone, you will think back and say, oh, it was enjoyable.
Thank you, Mr. Chong, for your valuable advice. And this is the end of our interview.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I enjoyed it.